Hi, I'm Chris Lapadoulis Stanstasiopoulos, and this is Man-Free World. That's an open portal that I would like to have closed at some point by someone. I can't figure out how to close it. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing the Hollywood disclosure of current drone swarm technology. So this clip is from, I think, 2019 is when this movie came, or okay, this clip came out in 2019. The movie, I'm not really sure when. Sometime a little while before that. It doesn't matter. Sometime in the after 2016 or so, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What they're showing is how the drones work. And I'm going to play this clip and make comments. Of course, I'm going to leave a link in the description. So, okay, so here we go. Very used, by the way. So these deployment system, it's a little bit more sophisticated than that. They're much more like reusable. This seems like it's you have to stuff it and pack it and everything. This is used for quick deployment, but they have other systems that are not as clunky as this one. Much more sophisticated now. This is showing this enemy hacker, programming the drone swarm with targets that they're going to use facial recognition for the targets, which is a thing for sure. So those are the drones being launched rapidly. It's dramatic. It seems like it's shooting a gun, but you don't have to do it like that. The drones that you can see in the last video I did, they're going to be really small. Currently the commercial ones that you can get for $130 from China are this big. There's this big. It's like this tiny little thing. And the kinds of drones I'm talking about, the ones in this show are like 3 feet long. In this clip, in this movie, but the ones I'm talking about are going to be about bullet sized. With just enough munitions to when it gets near someone to act like a grenade. That's for personnel, anti-personnel. And then there'll be anti-property, but because you can group these things up and they can all attack the same target with explosives, and they can do it all simultaneously and coordinate that stuff, that it's kind of moot to make big ones. And they can also, I wanted to say in the last video, they can fly close to the ground. So radar's going to have a really hard time seeing these things because they're going to be right along the surface. So they're not going to fly up in the air like these are. They are going to fly very close to the ground. So radar is going to have a hard time. And the first time I saw this clip, I thought that the U.S. government or whoever these guys are, I guess U.S. government, I guess that's the president right there, presidential aircraft, had anti-drone swarms, but they didn't. This clip. So the first time I saw this clip, I thought they had some anti-drone stuff going that were doing dogfights, but I saw the clip wrong. But you'll see it. I'll talk about it here in a second.
Are they bats?
What are they, bats? And here's another thing. Once the swarms are up, this is like generation, like first or second generation of the swarming technology. First of all, they're not going to be flying up where they can be seen by radar. That won't be a thing. They'll be going close to the ridge line of the trees or down inside the forest and navigating around the forest, so they won't be visible even. This facial recognition stuff is actually how it works. Each drone will. This is the other thing too. Is yes, there will be a link back to some base, but these new drones, these modern drones, will be autonomous, so they won't need to have that stuff. And even with the radio jamming tech, and the EMP tech, and all that stuff, there will still be ways to communicate with these things. Even just using gamma ray bursts could be unjammable and could be used to recall or just pick a different target, and that kind of stuff. So it's not even if an enemy forces wanted to use RF jamming, they're going to have to switch to a different frequency, go to like X-ray or something like that. Yeah, so that's how it's gonna be. You can't really shoot these things out. That's why that drone school is such a head fake. There's no, that's ridiculous. That might be some like, I don't know. It just seems like that story from that the Wall Street Journal or wherever put out. It's in my thing. It says drones, drone. The sniper school closes. Drone school opens. That video. I think that it's a head fake because no, that against you get that commercialized drones or like improvised drones, but none of this military stuff. And that's the other thing too is these drones are so small bolt size. They make because they're using the reason why we have all these chips and components is because we're using off the shelf components that are supposed to be put together, Lego pieces. And the only reason to do that is for commercial reasons. The military doesn't need to do that. They can make a 3D layer with all the chips and all the everything they need in 3D, and so it can be really tiny and low, extremely low power consumption. In fact, there won't even be any batteries on these things. They'll be powered from circling other circling drones, high level, higher up air balloons. I like to do balloons, very high atmospheric balloons, or satellites even. Yeah, yeah, all those drones have they're just basically one big sensor, and it's just doing all the AI tracking on board. Yeah, that's been the big breakthrough is like they can actually create these models that run on board. Yeah, on board the little bullet, so it'll be a smart bullet. Just hold still and keep them covered, Murph. I'm coming to you. This is the part I thought was the anti-drone tech. And maybe it is. And it's not clear. But that's what I would figure would happen is that the government doesn't know about this threat and they have anti-drone. So they have drone against drone. So they're blowing each other up. Blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, these are big, but the ones they have now are super tiny. Yeah, so they can target individuals. That's the thing about this. Like, it's like, what are you gonna do about this stuff? You know, these. They can't even see where they're going, and they're all gang up one another, coming to different angles, coming down the surface, so you can't even see where they're coming from, then popping up and doing their thing. Oh man, away. And the instant you shoot at them, they have sensors that automatically know exactly where you are now. So, Second Amendment's moot with this stuff. No. And they're working together as well. So as long as the ARF links are up, they're all talking to each other, sharing sensor data. So they can immediately triangulate any threat. As soon as you shoot, they know exactly where you are. It's not like you don't have camouflage. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so one thing that is kind of like they can actually put on pre-program these things. So if they're getting jammed, they will have this abort thing where if they see somebody there, they'll abort and whatever. They can communicate that locally. But if they do jam, then the autonomous stuff is going to be on their own. It's like, okay, well, you told us you wanted just people dead in here, and so you can't abort now unless they use some sort of like that gamma ray jet technology or X-ray technology where they're transmitting individual beams to individual units because they know exactly where they are in 3D space due to the GPS, the advanced GPS technology they're using. That they just a little bit commercialized, so you can now a sub-centimeter GPS, which I'm thinking about doing some things with. That's really accurate. There's just everything. everything would just blow up. I mean, it's kind of boring. It's kind of not not honorable, not honorable warfare. Hold on, let me I want to see if I can find that homemade 250 mile an hour drone. Hold on. All right, so here's some of the this is like a homemade one, and the military, has got shit's like way better than that stuff. But here we go. Did you see it? You're dead now. Of course, this is all human controlled. But this is all yours. He whips it around here in a second. Jesus, the thing is just screams. This is a year old. Like, yeah, try to hit that thing. Yeah, try to shoot at that. Try to shoot at that thing. What's this guy? Wait, that one right there. He slings it by. Yeah, good luck. And there's like not just one. There's like hundreds of these things, 1,000 of them coming at you from all different angles. From the low to the ground, you can't even see them. It's not in the air. They're low to the earth, nap of the earth, like super nap of the earth, like this far off the nap of the earth. Run them on AI completely, like. And even when they throw them all out there, only the ones that get used get used. The rest of them just go back and just wait and whatever. Yeah, this AI drone threat thing is super real.
The good thing about the American dream is that you can just go to sleep and try it all again the next night.